I'm ready.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay, start.
All right. So our product is Clinic 360. The members are Andrew, Cannon, Jordan, Caden, Zephyrin, and myself. So our project objective is how can we create an application that facilitates communication with medical professionals and also be able to build a support network amongst patients.
Clinic 360 is built for healthcare providers, clinics, and patients who desire an easy, efficient, and secure way to communicate between patients and doctors, as well as facilitate communication between patients who desire to build a support network. It is a comprehensive healthcare management suite that has privacy compliance while still offering many useful and convenient features. Unlike other healthcare platforms like MyChart, which focuses exclusively on communication between patients and doctors, our product would also include features for patients to connect with each other and build a support network. Hospitals and healthcare clinics are the target customers for the Clinic 360 suite, and it would provide them with a way to communicate with patients, giving them a unique sense of community not offered on the market currently.
So these are our team roles for this project. I was the Scrum Master.
I was a full stack developer.
I was the product owner.
I was the UI developer.
I was the back-end engineer and point of contact.
And I was the document reviewer.
So Clinic 360 is a web application optimized for devices running on Windows or Linux OSs. To use our product, every clinic registered with the platform would host their own instance of Clinic 360. And then to fully utilize all the features of our app, clinics would also need to dedicate some staff that could manage the software through the Django admin site. To create Clinic 360, we followed the Agile software development methodology. Our work was divided into 4 sprints, each lasting about 2 or 3 weeks. During each sprint, we were pretty good at being consistent with our weekly meetings, which we used to review project progress and complete any assignments we had due. Also, throughout this time, we worked with a sponsor that gave us feedback on areas we can improve or features that we can implement. We did not get to all of their suggestions, but their input introduced ideas to improve our user experience we would not have come up with on our own. We also had to continuously adapt our goals and timelines after each sprint. In the beginning, we had a good idea of what Clinic 360 had to have by the end of the semester, so there were a couple times we had to reprioritize what features we wanted to focus on implementing based on the group's pace and the time that we had left to work on the project.
In order to promote rapid development, we made heavy use of libraries and frameworks. For the front end, we used React and Bootstrap, and for the back end, we used the Django REST framework. And you can see there's also a nice little diagram of our architecture here.
The lessons we learned during this whole process was the different ways in creating a web application. Before this assignment, we only had experience in template-based web pages, but for this assignment, we use API-based architecture for our app, which is just a more modern and streamlined approach. During the third sprint, we failed to complete almost every one of our goals set for the sprint, which is a new experience for the team, but it helped us realize a proper time management and pacing skill that is in more important factors when it comes to group coding in projects such as this one.
All right, now we will do a demo.
So this is our login page. Here you'll have the option to create an account. And so for this create account part, we are going to be using a temporary email. So we got our temporary email from a temporary email website. And then here on this create account page, you're able to enter, some basic personal information such as your name, your address, date of birth, gender, phone number. And at the bottom, you're able to create yourself a password. And then once this account is created, it's going to send a verification email to your email account. That won't let you sign in until you click that. So here, if we were to try to sign in, it should give him, a login failed. And here we can see we did receive an email from clinic360.notifications@gmail.com. It says, "Hello, Frank. Please click the link below to verify your email address." So once we click that link, it takes us back to the homepage where we should be able to sign in with this newly created login information. And we are in. And you can see in the top right, we do have our, basic profile information.
All right. So if you click the top right picture of your profile, then there's going to be a feature to edit your profile. Okay. It brings you to a page where it shows you your existing info that you already put in for creating an account. And this allows you to edit any information like your name, your address, or your date of birth in case anything changes. And it's broken up into a private and a public part for kind of our messaging system in the community. So under private is what all the create an account stuff was. And then under public, if you click on that, this allows you to set up stuff for your community account and also add a profile picture. So you can talk about yourself that other patients that you add as a friend can see. And you can also add a profile picture and it saves it to your account. Okay. We go back to the home page. Okay. And you can see our profile picture has updated to the updated profile picture. So on our homepage, we have it broken up into messages and appointments. So we have those as tabs, but this is kind of a quick view for everyone to see. And any link clicked here is sent to the tab according. Yeah.
So from the scheduling tab, we have the appointment scheduling functionality. So here is where the user will schedule their appointments. On the left, we still have the calendar. So if they click on the calendar, any current events that they have will show up on the right. So you can see your current appointments is showing up on the right. And then if they want to schedule a reminder, they can do that as well. But clicking on the bottom right will be how the user schedules an appointment. This will dynamically pull the providers from the database that have available appointments. So, and then whatever appointment types that the provider has set up is what the user can select. So if we click on select here from the drop down menu, this person has 3 types of appointments that a user can schedule with them. We'll do general checkup here. And then we'll just run through here and click a month, day, and time for schedule a time that works for the user. And then once the user selects an appointment time, the system will send a confirmation message to the user and the provider with the scheduled appointment details. So here's the confirmation message from the patient side. And I think now we will demonstrate the messaging functionality. So I'll hand it off to Andrew.
Okay. So in order to send a message, you can click the create message button and select someone to send the message to. And that will be pulled from a list of contacts, which you can set up on the admin side. And put a subject and a message. And then you can also save it as a draft if you want to work on it later, or you can just send the message. And then once the message is sent, you'll be able to see it in sent, and if you go to the other person, they will have received it, of course. So next, we are going to look at the Community tab. So in the Community tab, you can send friend requests to other people who have public profiles. So if you just click the Send Friend Requests button, it will show up in outgoing requests. And then on the other account, you will be able to accept the friend requests by clicking the Accept button. And you can see that now they appear as a friend. And once they're a friend, you can send messages to them. And then also you can remove friends too. And I think that's all. Next, we're going to look at the Availability tab with Zephyr.
Yes. So the Availability tab is a tab that is only available to users who are registered as staff, um, which is an attribute that's set up by admin users. This is the tab. You can see here it maintains our normal page layout with having a calendar on the left. On the right, however, you can see a grid where users can select their availability from a number of days. They can go in between weeks. So this was last week. This is this week. And I can choose time slots that I want to block out of my schedule as Rob example. And I can scroll down and hit Save Schedule, and it'll save to our backend. Um, this is the primary function of the Availability tab. If you were to go into our backend, you would be able to see these values being stored in a processed format. This sums up the basic functionality of our Clinic 360 project. Thank you for watching.